Welcome back to Ask Dr. Clarke, where I answer your questions about marital crisis and divorce recovery. And if you're being abused by your spouse, you've come to the right place as well. Today's topic is, I'm struggling because my sinning ex is happy. Very common scenario. It can be hard to admit, but you can tell Dr. Clarke anything. When your spouse betrays you, abuses you, and then dumps you, divorces you, it is galling and incredibly frustrating. When this dirtball seems to be happy. I'll tell you what to do in this scenario. Now first, help us grow our ministry to hurting spouses by subscribing to our YouTube channel, tapping the like button, and leaving a rating and a review. More and more of you are doing this, and praise God for that. We thank you. We're going to help more and more people, the more subscribers that we have. Speaking of helping people, you can talk to me about your marital crisis. I'm doing a lot of phone advice sessions every week. In fact, it's the majority of my practice now. In 45 minutes, I'll get the background on the phone and give you a plan of action. Probably sell you one of my books. I got a book for everything. I got a plan of action. Many are calling in to question me, and they give me this story. They want to make sure they're being emotionally abused by their spouses. I will tell you if that's true or not. But whatever the crisis is, your spouse has left, your spouse has had an adulterous affair, it doesn't make a difference what's going on. You're trying to recover from divorce, I can talk to you. Check out my phone advice service on my website, David E. Clarke, that's Clarke with an E on the end of it, davideclarkephd.com. Now today's question. Dr. Clarke, how do I fight the constant thoughts about if he is happier than me? This is her ex. If what he did to me worked out for him, because it looks like it's working out for him. I know based on the Bible, she says, all the abuse was wrong, it was, and him leaving me for another woman, as well as divorcing me, was wrong and was 100% him. That's exactly right, 100%. But I still fight the voices of the world, some of my family members and myself, that he did it because he wasn't happy. I wasn't his soulmate. He was only 21 and didn't know what he wanted, and so on. These are just excuses, but she's listing them. Every time I hear he is in another new relationship or that he seems happy and having the time of his life, it stings. Yeah, I know it does. I am alone. I am struggling. I am doing what the word says is right, but I am still sad. Okay, this is honest. This is gut level honest stuff. Here's what I say. Good, godly persons with a conscience like you tend to agonize over these issues. Your ex doesn't have that problem. He will pay. In fact, he is already paying a dear price for his sin, and he's too stupid to realize it. God is a God of justice, and God will do justice. In fact, God is already in the process of doing justice. It doesn't seem like it, but he is. The thoughts you are having are common. They're a little embarrassing, but they're common. They are also inaccurate and hurtful to you. You are allowing your ex to have space in your head and to continue to wound you. That happened enough in your marriage, thanks to him. God holds him 100% responsible for the divorce. And again, God will do justice. Even if your ex seems superficially happy some of the time, who cares? But I doubt he's truly happy because he remains in sin. He's chasing happiness, he's never going to find it. True happiness only comes through God, happiness and joy. He didn't end up with the skank he had the adultery with, did he? Well, why not if they were in love and if she made him happy? He keeps having new relationships, you tell me in your question. Well, why would that be? Because he's searching for something that he's never going to find. Use righteous biblical truth and your own reason to refute his excuses to commit adultery, emotionally abuse you, and divorce you. You have to use your mind on this and the Bible. The phrase, he wasn't happy and that's why he did these things. There's just no excuse for his sins against you and God. He's never going to be happy because he remains in sin. He seems happy. I'm telling you, he's not actually happy. I'm not always happy every minute of the day with the blonde, my wonderful Sandy. We get over it. We get through because, of course, she's worth it. I wasn't his soulmate. Yes, you were. When you get married, that's your soulmate. Welcome to your soulmate. He chose to end your marriage and not be your soulmate. I like this one. He was only 21. Oh, come on. I was 22 when I married the blonde. She was 21. We didn't have a clue. She had more clues than I did. That's not an excuse for what he did. When you get married, especially when you're young, you don't know what you're doing. We didn't. You build a great marriage over time. Now, finally, if you haven't read my divorce recovery book, I Didn't Want a Divorce, Now What? That's the book for you. All of you listening, who have been divorced, I think, just to, even if you feel like you're okay, make sure you've fully recovered. And if you know someone who's been divorced, this book could be critically important. Because if you don't heal from the wounds of a divorce, you're going to repeat them in your next relationship. If you never get remarried, they will still linger and hurt you. And also, you can do a phone advice session with me if you want. 45 minutes, we can talk through the issues, and I can give you a clear plan of action moving forward.